Hi, my name is Easton Purvis. I'm a senior at Sullivan High School, and when I was in kindergarten, I was diagnosed with a genetic eye disorder called Juvenile Retinoschisis, which has in turn caused me to be legally blind.
I mean, we were scared. We didn't know what to do. We're a very sport-oriented family, and having juvenile retinoschisis, they told us he had to be careful with his eyes, couldn't play a whole lot of sports. So I think it hit me harder that way than it did his mom, but that's kind of how I felt.
This diagnosis has been a huge factor in who I am today. When I was little, I played baseball, and for the first few years, my vision really didn't affect what I was doing. But when I was 10, I moved to a higher level, and the pitches were too fast, and as a catcher, I couldn't see the ball, and I ended up having to quit in the middle of that season. After that season, I didn't really know what my next path was going to be. I knew I wanted to keep playing sports, keep that competitive drive going, but I didn't know what that would mean in the future. The summer before freshman year of high school, my dad asked me out to go play a round of golf with him and a buddy, and I knew from the end of that round that that's something that I wanted to do. So I joined the golf team my freshman year, and I found out that I was the first legally blind MISHA golfer.
What was it like coaching a legally blind golfer?
It wasn't easy to start with. Really not knowing what he sees or doesn't see is the difficult part, because you don't know exactly how to teach him or coach him. You don't really know, exactly what he sees when he's making contact with the ball, or how far he can see when depth control or distance when he's putting or chipping or things like that. So just trying to know what he's actually seeing or what he can or can't see was the most difficult part. But I just had to learning process for both of us to try to figure out how we're going to get through it. But it was a lot more smooth than I thought it was going to be, because number one, he's a good kid, and he's a hard worker, so that made it a lot easier.
I wasn't the greatest golfer when I first started, but I managed to qualify for my first varsity tournament my freshman year. And when we got to that tournament, we had to figure out a way to accommodate my vision. Being legally blind meant that I couldn't see the ball after I hit it. So we had to go through MISHA to get permission to have my coach walk with me to be able to spot my ball.
Getting the permission from MISHA was a little more difficult than we thought, so they've never done this before. So we had to go through, state what he has. We had to put doctor's notes in, things in there, because he's the first one in the history of MISHA to receive this permission to have a spotter. Usually we have a coach with him, and at least having a spotter to help him at least locate the ball is better than nothing.
After that freshman season, it was a real turning point. At that point in my life, I didn't know if I would be going to college, but after that season, I was hooked, and I knew I wanted to go play golf in college. Sophomore year put a lot of things into perspective. I learned that I needed to have more tournament experience so I could get used to being under that pressure. So over the summer, I played a lot more tournaments and going to lessons to improve my game, and my game was feeling really good by the end of the summer. And going into the sophomore season, I had certain expectations, being the only returning golfer on our team. Going into my junior year, my game felt the best it's ever had. I was hitting the ball more consistently, not making dumb mistakes like I used to, and just overall more focused on myself other than the outcome of the tournament. And this new mindset allowed me to place 10th at district, shooting an 84, which allowed me to qualify for state.
What was your reaction to Easton qualifying for state?
I was really proud when he qualified for state. When he started as a freshman and never had picked up a golf club before, it's a pretty huge accomplishment.
I was proud of him, number one. I wasn't surprised. He's got more ability than a lot of kids that I've had before that have qualified. If you think about it, just being able to do it with his disability, luckily his abilities outweigh his disability, and he better do it again this year. Just to be able to do that with, once you make contact, not knowing where it's going, it's pretty amazing. So really happy for him.
The summer after junior year, I continued to take lessons and compete in tournaments. And now going into my senior season, I feel better than I ever have. I feel like I can do much better than last year. I feel like I have control over my emotions and a control over my swing more than I ever have. And after this senior season, I will be continuing my golf career at Missouri Baptist University on an athletic scholarship.
How did you feel about Easton playing golf in college?
I mean, we were very proud of him. He worked hard over the last 3 or 4 years trying to get his swing from ugly to less ugly. And I mean, it worked for him. So he got the opportunity to play in college, which a lot of kids don't get. And we're very proud of him for that.
Oh, I think it'd be great. So I think he would actually be better off in college. So I think the coaches can actually help me more than he is now. He definitely has the ability to do it. So I think it'll be another step that I think he'll be in the right direction as long as he keeps working at it, and I think he'll be successful.
I wouldn't have been able to do it without the support of my family, friends, and an amazing coach that has helped me every single step of the way. That's it. I think that's everything.